2ab covariance of xy. So we already proved this in the last class by using the definition of variance. Variance of x is defined by this expectation of this square and expectation of this whole square. And then we square and use the like a linearity property of E also. We have taken E on each and every term of this, and then finally we are having this one, and this inside this we also squared and we are getting this one, and then after simplification finally we arrive at this result: variance of ax plus bx plus c equals to a square variance of x, b square variance of y, 2ab covariance x comma y. Then we have some this coefficient of correlation between two random variable x and y defined by this rho x comma y, and denoted by this and defined by this covariance of x y, comma y divided by square root of variance of x variance of y, and the value of correlation coefficient rho is lies between -1 to +1. Minus values means negative correlation relation between x and y, and positive value means positive correlation between x and y. So like then we have this moment genetic function. Moment genetic function is also one of the statistics like mean, variance, and covariance. So in this moment generating function, what we have is function which can generate all the moments of a certain random variable x. So first we see the definition of this moment generating function. Moment generating function is denoted by mxt. Yes, yes. Lavisha, are you saying something? So here this one is a moment generating function mxt defined by the expectation of e raised to power tx. So you have, like earlier we have mean as expectation of x, variance expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. Now we are having moment generating function mxt. It is expectation of e raised to power tx. And you know that the expansion of e raised to power tx is actually this one. 1 plus tx upon 1 factorial t square x square upon 2 factorial like this. And then you know that this e operator is linear, and here t is a real parameter, so it's t and t square upon 2 factorial, they are all treated as constants. So and this one is also constant because x is a random variable, x square is also random variable, x cube is also a random variable, being x as a random variable. So we take this e to in each and every term of inside this bracket. So first term is constant, so expectation of constant remain as it is. T upon 1 factorial is a constant, so it will be outside of the e operator, and we have expectation of x. Similarly, t square upon 2 factorial is also constant, and x square is a random variable, so expectation of x square like this we are getting. And you know that what is this expectation of x square. And the next term is like t cube upon 3 factorial, expectation of x cube. They are all moment about origin. So we can say that the rth moment about origin is actually the coefficient of t raised to power r upon r factorial in the expansion of moment generating function for the random variable x. So in other way we can also calculate this rth moment about origin, that is this one, the expectation of x raised to power r. Actually, if I differentiate this term with respect to t, if you suppose I am differentiating this term with respect to t only one time, so you know that we will get this first differentiation because there is no t, we are differentiating with respect to t, so this one is 0. And here we are having after differentiation 1 into expectation of x, and here 2t upon 2 factorial expectation of x square, and the next term is 3t square upon 3 factorial expectation of x cube, like this. So only this term is not having t after differentiating one time with respect to t. So once I differentiated one time and then I put t equal to 0, then all other terms are 0, and I having with me only this expectation of x. So like d over del t, that is one time differentiation of mxt will give you expectation of x. Similarly, if you do two time differentiation of mxt and then you substitute t equals to 0, you will get expectation of x square. So in general, like if you differentiate r times mxt with respect to t and then substitute t equal to 0, you will get expectation of x raised to power r, that is that is rth moment about origin. Now, moment generating function of a joint distribution of two random variables. Suppose you are having two random variables, one is x, another one is y, and then you have to choose two different real parameters like t1 and t2, and then we define this joint moment generating function like mx comma y t1 comma t2, and it is defined by like this: expectation of e raised to power t1x plus t2y. And here t1 and t2 now the constant, they are like a parameter, a real parameter. So in general, so like if you want to find this joint, this is actually joint moment generating function, and if from this joint moment generating function you want to calculate your marginal moment generating function of x, कुछ नहीं हुआ. So the marginal moment generating function of x, like this, you put another parameter 0, like here you have substituted t2 equals to 0. So once you substituted your t2 equals to 0, then obviously this term will be 0, and you are having expectation of e raised to power t1x, and that is marginal moment generating function for the random variable x. So here in place of t, we are having t1, because here in joint moment generating function it is mxy t1 t2. Similarly, you can have marginal moment generating function of the random variable y also. In that case, you have to put this first parameter as 0 and then t, like this. Now we have, let x and y are two random variable having joint density function, this one f x y x comma y. So this is the joint density function of the two random variable, and is defined by this x square plus xy by 3. And here x is lies between 0 to 1, y is lies between 0 to 2. So when x is 0 to 1 and y is 0 to 2, then only it has some definition, and or otherwise it is 0. So this is otherwise case. So here you have to calculate the probability of x greater than 1 by 2, given that y is greater than 1 by 2. So you have to calculate this conditional probability, that the probability that the random variable x taking value is greater than 1 by 2, and it is already given that y is greater than 1 by 2. So we will use the definition of conditional probability, and we know that this is like, because we know that this is event, this is also an event. So A conditional B means probability of A intersection probability of B. And you know that this comma is representing intersection for the case of two random variables. So that this event intersection with this event divided by the probability of this event. So this is the way we define the conditional probability. So here we are having this joint probability density function of xy, so we can easily calculate this one. But what about this one? Because we are not having this marginal density function of the random variable y. So we have to first calculate its marginal density function of y. To find this one, we integrate this joint density function within the whole domain of y, that is from minus infinity to plus infinity. And we have to integrate from minus infinity to plus infinity with respect to the variable y. Then we will get the marginal density function of y. So we are integrating, this is, you can see this is the joint density function of x and y, and we are integrating within the domain minus infinity to plus infinity with respect to the variable x, and we will get the marginal of y. And you know that as per the definition of this, if x is lies between 0 to 1, then only it has something, otherwise this is 0. So this minus infinity to plus infinity is actually limited to only this 0 to 1. For other domain, the definition of this is 0. And in this domain, it is having this definition, x square plus xy by 3. And then you have to integrate with respect to the variable x. So different integration of x square is x cubed by 3. And this is x square by 6 because 3 is already there. And then you put lower limit 0 and upper limit 1, and finally you arrive at this result, 2 plus y, for y lies between 0 to 2. So this is the marginal density function of y when y lies between 0 to 2. If you want to calculate for other region where y is not less than 0 or greater than 2, it is 0, because in that domain this definition is 0 as per the question. Because in this question, if y lies between 0 to 2, it is having this definition, and for other domain it is 0. So this is the marginal density function of y within this domain, and other domain it is 0. So this is the final marginal density function of y. Now we have to calculate this probability. Now we are having this marginal density function of y, joint density function of y, and you know that this probability can be calculated in terms of the random variable, in terms of the integration. So you know that this is actually double integration from minus infinity. Actually this is actually greater than 1 by 2, and the formula we derived actually for less than 1 by 2. So we will see that one also. So this is the case, like if probability x greater than x1 less than x2 and y greater than y1 and less than y2. So this is the formula to calculate this joint probability of these two events, that is this one. And then in this case, for marginal it is like this one. So now probability that x greater than 1 by 2 and y greater than 1 by 2 divided by probability that this is equal to this one. So x greater than 1 by 2 means from 1 by 2 to infinity. So like 1 by 2 to infinity we are integrating, because it is x greater than 1 by 2 and y is 1 by 2 also. So similarly here we have to integrate this with respect to x and y within the domain, because it's x greater than 1 by 2, it means it's y by 2, 1 by 2 to infinity, y is also 1 by 2 to infinity, and p y greater than 1 by 2, like this one. And again you know that the definition of this joint one, from it is having something for when y lies between 0 to 2, but so we have to limit this integration also from 1 by 2 to 2. Similarly this is also restricted to 1 by 2 to 1, because in other domain definition, other domain, the definition of this one is 0. So this is actually this one. Now here, since the limits of the integration are constant, you can see now the lower limit is 1 by 2, 1, 2 and 1 by 2. So if the limits of the integration are constant, You can change the order of integration. You can either integrate with respect to first or with respect to x first. Similarly, in the denominator, 1 by 2 to 2, it is because from other domain 2 to infinity, this fyy is 0. We have already calculated here. That now for other than 2, if fy is greater than 2, it is 0. So this is we are having. So here we are integrating with respect to y first. You can integrate with respect to x first also. So we are integrating with respect to y here. So we will get this x square y and x y square upon 6. And then you have to substitute lower limit and upper limit of, and in the denominator also the integration of this with respect to y will give you this, and then you substitute this upper limit and lower limit. After simplification you may get this kind of term. In the denominator you will get this one, and now you have to integrate this with respect to x, and if you integrate with respect to x and then substitute the lower limit and upper limit, you will get the desired probability. So this is the way we can calculate. Now then we have this x and y are discrete random variable which are jointly distributed with the following probability mass function. So like if in one question we have already discussed such kind in which like we are tossing three coins, and x is representing the number of heads and y representing the absolute difference in the outcome between the number of heads and the number of tails. So but here if I provided you information like this, like in exam I provide you this table. So you have to identify by yourself what is the value of the range set of ry or range set of rx here. So you can say that here ry is taking values -1, 0, 1, and rx is taking values -1, 0, and 1. So from you have to use identify this -1, 0, 1, and rx is rx is so Rx and Ry, once we identify as this range of X and range of Y, then so first I am writing like because because I'm not I don't want any confusion, so I'm writing X of -1 as -1. Yes sir. X, हाँ sir. So, yes sir, yes sir. हाँ सर वो इससे कहो कि एक एप्लीकेशन लिखे दे देंगे. So this is like the value of the range value. The range set belongs to the range set of x. X of -1, x of 0 is 0, and x of 1 is 1. Similarly, in place of x, if I write y of -1, y of 0, y of 1, because here the values are this much, -1, 0, 1. So this is the way you identify your range set values of x. Then these are the probabilities. So this probability I am highlighting. This is like this a probability that x capital X is taking the value -1 and capital Y is taking the value -1. So, so then you similarly you can like this another value this for x equal to -1 and y equal to 0 is this one. For x equal to -1 and y equal to 1 is this one. So in this problem, like I told you to find the marginal density function of marginal probability mass function of x, marginal probability mass function of y, because here you are having the probability in terms of the joint probability mass function, and you have to find the marginal probability mass function. Thereafter, I told you to find what is the expectation of xy, or I can ask what is the covariance between x and y, or I may ask also variance of x, variance of y also from this single data only. So suppose I am asking only this covariance of x and y. So if I simply ask you to calculate the covariance of x comma y, so then you see that how much you what are the things you required. This expectation of xy can be calculated by using this joint probability mass function. But here you required expectation of x and expectation of y. So to calculate these values, you require this marginal probability mass function of x as well as marginal probability function mass function of y. So so I'm using the notation like this is xi and my I is like -1. So -1 dot. So I told you in this notation what is mean by this dot. Dot it means that I am running the say, y variable for all values of y and then add it. So you can see if I add these three values for -1, 1 by 6 plus 1 by 9 and 1 by 9. So 1 by 9, 1 by 9, it's like 2 by 9. And then 2 by 9 plus 1 by 6. So you will get like 7 by 18. So it means I am adding these three values because it is -1 dot. Similarly, 0 dot means these three values are added and you will get your like 7 by 18 here and then like 5 by 18, and then you add these three values, you will get 1 by 3. So this is the way you have, this is actually marginal probability mass function of x you have obtained because x capital X is taking these three values and you have obtained the probability as these three values. Similarly, you calculate for y, so I am using this dot y means, so then this -1 for y, so it means now I have to add these three column values to get the probability, and then these three values and then these three values, then I will get the these three values. And once I am having these three values, so I can say this is my marginal probability mass function of y. So here it is actually explained in detailed manner, but I told you earlier you can write in the right side of the table to represent the marginal probability mass function of x here, and the bottom of that you can represent the probability mass function of by directly adding in something, but you have to mention like this. Now first, because in this I require the expectation of x and expectation of y. So first I try to calculate what is expectation of x and what is expectation of y. So if you remember, to calculate the expectation of x, I have to run this index I for all values of I, and in this case I is taking the value -1, 0, 1, and this is xi, and I also want probability that x equal to xi, and I already told you that xi is actually I in this particular case. So if xi equal to I, it means I equal to -1 means x of -1 is actually -1. So this is the range set of x, range set of y. So like this. So here I have to run this summation index I over these three values. So for I equal to minus 1 like this, for 0 like this. So and you know that x of minus 1 is minus 1. So you substitute here minus 1 into what is the probability that x equal to minus 1? This one, 7 by 18. So minus 1 into 7 by 18, 0 into 5 by 18 and 1 into 1 by 3. So if you do all this calculation here, you will get this minus 1 into the probability of random variable x at minus 1, 0 into probability of the random variable at 0, 1 into probability of the random variable x at 1. And these are the three value 1, 0 and minus 1 are the value taken by the random variable x. And we are multiply these value by their corresponding probability and added, and we are getting this minus 1 by 18 as the expectation of x. Similarly, to calculate the expectation of y, I have to run this index j over all values of y, and then I have to add this yi into probability that y equal to yi, and you know that this can be rewritten as in this form, and then that minus 1 probability of y at minus 1, 0 probability of y at 0, 1 probability of y at 1. So after simplification, this is minus 1 by 9. Now, how you calculate this expectation of xy? So to calculate this expectation of xy, because xy is involving two random variable x and y, to calculate its expectation, we require joint probability mass function of x and y. And you know that it's a product of two random variable, and like so its expectation is x and y for x values and y values, and the joint probability at x equal to xi comma y equal to yj. So this is the way define this expectation, and I and this j are taking 3 values. So instead of writing this 3, it is you write like I goes to minus 1 to 1, and you also write j goes to minus 1 to 1. So if you write like that, then you can easily map your question. Otherwise, you if like if it is 1, then you have to restructure like this. X1 is actually minus 1, x2 is actually 0, and x3 is actually 1. So either if you are writing like I and j going from minus 1 to 3. So instead of this, you run this index from minus 1 to 0, run this index from minus 1 to 3, plus 1, and then you will have the situation like this: minus 1 into minus 1 and probability of x equal to minus 1 comma y equal to minus 1. Similarly, minus 1 into 0, probability that x equal to minus 1 and y equal to 0. Minus 1 into 1, probability that x equal to minus 1 and y equal to 1, that is 1 by 9. And these are the probability we are writing from the joint probability mass function table. You can see that like if x is minus 1 and y is 1, then the probability is 1 by 9. You can see here x is minus 1, y is 1, and the probability is 1 by 9. So like in this to calculate expectation of x into y, what we are doing, like first we are taking this, multiplying by this and its corresponding joint probabilities. So this is multiplied to this, and then to this multiplied to this, and this plus this multiplied to this and this. And then you go for 0, 0 multiplied to minus 1, and then this 0 multiplied to 0, and then this 0 multiplied to 1, and into this, because this is the probability when x equal to 0 and y equal to 1, x equal to 1, and x equal to 1 and y equal to 1, you multiply and that's probability. So like this you will do, then you can easily run your double index summation over these, and finally you have this as your result.
ओए क्या क्या लगा रहा है
So after simplification, you will get this as a expectation of x and y, and then you substitute in the formula. This is expectation of x, expectation of y. This is the value of expectation of x minus 1 by 18. Expectation of y is 1 upon 9. And after simplification, this is the covariance of x and y. So this is the way you calculate covariance of x and y. Okay. So in this he has used in the x1, x2, x3 because he has used to try to when he's try to calculating this expectation of x into y. He used these new indices. So if 1, 2, 3 is used, then he has to rethink about the table. Or you can easily write that because we are assuming the index is I is moving from -1 to 1 and j is also moving from -1 to 1, then you can easily write in this format. So this is over. I think binomial distribution is already discussed with you. So this notebook is over. Okay. Okay, let's see this one also. If you remember, the probability mass function for the binomial random variable is this one. Probability that x equals to r is NCR p raised to power r q raised to power n minus r, where r is run from 0 to n. Then if someone told you to find what is the expectation of x, that is mean, so you know that I goes from 0 to n, xi, probability that x equal to xi. And here xi is actually r, so you have written r goes to 0 to n r and probability that x equal to r. And what is the probability that x equal to r? Here NCR p raised to power r q raised to power n minus r. So you substitute it here. And then this is summation r goes to like this, r into this, and then you this NCR you opened this form n factorial r factorial n minus r factorial. And then this r factorial can be rewritten as r into r minus 1 factorial, and then r from that numerator will be cancel out from this r factorial, and we are having this r minus 1 factorial. Similarly, this n factorial can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial, and this n minus r can be adjusted like this, n minus r minus 1. So now you can see this n minus 1 factorial r minus 1 factorial into n minus 1 minus r minus 1 factorial. So this can be written as n minus 1 cr. Similarly, this p raised to power r can be written as p into p raised to power r minus 1, because we have taken one p outside, and this to power n minus r can be adjusted like this. So here this p is independent of r, and this n is also independent of r. So we take this, and p will be outside, and we are having this. And then this is actually n minus 1 cr minus 1. Okay, they have actually substituted r goes to minus 1, r minus 1 equal to s. If we do like this, then n minus 1 upon s factorial, n minus 1 is minus s, and other terms are written here. These are the terms. This term actually written here: p raised to power s into q raised to power n minus 1 into n minus 1 in minus s. So this term is multiplied by this term. And in the next, we can combine this n minus 1 cs p raised to power s q raised to power n minus 1 minus s. And then you can see it can be rewritten as p plus q raised to power n minus 1. Why we are writing this? This is actually binomial expansion. We are combining it. And what is p? P is the probability of success and q is the probability of failure, and their sum is 1. Because in binomial distribution, you know that p plus q is always 1 because we are writing q as 1 minus p. So p plus q is always 1. P is the probability of success and Q is the probability of failure. So it is 1 raised to power n minus 1 and it is finally 1. So the mean of the random variable, binomial random variable x is np. Similarly, we can calculate moment generating function for the binomial random variable. And we know that the definition of moment generating function is expectation of e raised to power tx. And e raised to power tx, it means because whenever we are actually defining this expectation, this random variable x actually replaced by its value xi because it's a binomial is a discrete kind of random variable and it's ranging from 0 to n and probability that x equal to xi, or we can write in terms of r also, like summation I goes to this, summation r goes to 0 to n e raised to power tr and probability that x equal to r, because in this binomial also xi is actually I, like x1 is 0, x2 is 1, x3 x2 is 2, x3 is 3 and xn is n. So like we can write in terms of r also, and then we write this formula that the probability that x equal to r, by definition it is ncr p raised to power r q raised to power n minus r. And then you can adjust this e raised to power tr with this p raised to power r. So this e raised to power tr can be adjusted with this p raised to power r, and then you are having e raised to power t into p whole raised to power r like this, and q raised to power n minus r ncr. So it is again a binomial expansion. So like if you are having a plus b raised to power n, it is like ncr a raised to power r and b raised to power n minus r. So here b is q and a is p into e raised to power c et. So this can be directly rewritten as like this by using binomial expansion, because this is the expansion of this one. P e raised to power t plus q, and you know that this is the marginal, not marginal, it's the moment generating function mx t for the binomial random variable. So similarly, we can calculate moment generating function for Poisson and this moment generating function for normal distribution, exponential distribution, and gamma distribution. So this is an assignment. Tomorrow, all of you find the moment generating function for Poisson, this exponential, gamma, and normal. So you have to find the moment generating function of these four distributions: normal, Poisson, exponential, and gamma. So this actually notes is over. So we will meet again tomorrow. And today also I am giving attendance to all of you. If you have any question, you can ask. And today also I post this assignment also, so that you can. I actually already posted that assignment as a practice questions. Just I have to provide you link to upload the solution of those questions. So I am actually pasting same question again. You can find in that group one file is already there named as practice questions, and that question you have to submit as an assignment. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, I'm leaving.